Well, to begin, I was really excited for this year. After the Olympics, I got a boost of work. I really wanted to work really hard. I wanted to come out there and redeem myself, get some revenge after my performance. Um, and The way my season went, I went undefeated. Each time I raced, I got faster and faster and faster. So leading up to the World Championship, I was excited, and I thought I had all the tools I needed to perform well. Um, my race didn't go as I would have liked. I put myself in bad position, um, and just wasn't my day. But that's no excuse. I need to do better. I worked too hard to come out here and not perform better. But I take this performance as something that I can learn from, something that I'm going to use to motivate me for Commonwealth and to get better. Because things like this don't make me worse. They only make me better. So, but
Let's get specifics. What went wrong with your race?
um, first thing I can think of is I settled. As the gun went off, the first 100 meters, I should have gotten out harder and led the race. If I don't know if anybody saw the race, but if you saw the race, you saw I got boxed in. And the problem with being boxed in is you don't run your own race. You can't leave when you want to leave. You can't kick when you want to kick. You're in a box, and I was trying to make space. I was pushing people, for 800 meters takes a lot out of you. The last 100 meters, I tried to get on the outside and make a surge for home, and couldn't come top three. But it was just really bad tactics.
Okay. Will you say you were well prepared for the World Championships?
Um, I, as far as the work I needed to do to be in shape, yes. Um, I wanted to race. I didn't race for about a month and a half, and to go into these competitions with no racing for a while, it gets you a little off. Track is a lot about rhythm, and I had 4 or 5 races lined up for me in Europe, but unfortunately I had some passport issues and I couldn't go.
What specifically were the passport or the visa issues?
Yeah, I was given an appointment by Ghana to go and get my visa to come to the World Championships, and since I sent off my passport and everything, they had my passport for about 3 weeks, and in those 3 weeks were the time I was supposed to be racing, and those races were in Europe, so I could not travel. So I had to stay in Alabama and train when I could have been racing, improving, getting better. And I think that limited me as far as preparation. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you were a student athlete at the University of Alabama. When did you complete, and how have you been, getting along in terms of having competitions and preparing?
I graduated mid of 2016, and it's a lot more difficult running on my own. With the university, there's not much to worry about. I get a monthly check. I know what meets I'm going to way in advance. Physio is free. I don't have to worry about any of those things. I have people to train with, but since I've graduated, all those things are gone, and it's making it much harder for me. For example, at the end of the year, when the college season is done, the people I go to for physio, they're also done. So I have to find new people to get treatment, and often it's really, really expensive. And if I have little nicks, knacks, or little pains, I have to handle that on my own, or track meets, I have to pay for that. It's just a lot more difficult to do this on your own.
On an average, how much do you spend a month on track on your own?
It varies. Some It's hard to put a number on it, but I'll give you an example. My rent's $650. So if I want to eat food, it's $100 to $150. To go to track meets $50. To get a hotel, $80 to $100. To travel there, that's almost $200. And all that varies depending on the month and how much I'm doing and all that. And if I don't have the right support, the right people backing me up, it makes it really, really difficult.
Who pays for this?
Me. I've saved up a lot of money from Ghana, not from school, from University of Alabama, and the worst part is there's a lot of money going out, but there's not much coming in, and I'm slowly digging myself into a hole.
So, how many competitions have you had in? Have you had 2017?
I've had 5, and 5 outdoor, which compared to when I was in college, I would have maybe 20. And some people need to know the difference. You have to also be in shape, but you also have to be in race shape. And race shape is something that only thing you can get it is by getting into races.
Okay.
And 5 races is a small amount to do if you want to be in good race shape.
So, do you have an agent? Do you have a club, or somebody really backing you up?
I recently got an agent, but he hasn't been able to do much for me. But I know it's not his fault. He's working with me, trying to figure some things out. But I'm hoping that with the support of Ghana, things can change, and I can do a lot more.
Okay. Now, we're just trying to get an idea, your mentality as an athlete, because this year you're telling us you raced 5 times, but you've done your PB, 1:44.80 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
If you could, just to put it bluntly, and you've done this outside school, and so really, what's your mentality like as an athlete? When you get on the track, what runs through your head?
I'm hungry. I want to win. I want to be the best. I don't spend 11 months out of the year training just to be mediocre. I want to be a champion, and every time I step on the track, that's my goal. I do understand there's a process. I do understand I have to keep working for it, but ultimately it's to be the best. And I'm really excited for the Ghana team that's here. I'll give you guys this in comparison. There's about 9 of us here. Yeah, none of us brought home a medal. But if you compare it to a team like Great Britain, 77 athletes of Great Britain athletes are here. No disrespect to them, but only 1 of them has a medal. And how much money and how much funding they have compared to us, the numbers speak for themselves. We're doing a lot with very little, and they're doing, they're doing their thing. But
what about those who question your hunger, your desire? You ran 1:44 before London. You came here run 1:47.
I just like to say, don't judge a man before you walk the what's the saying? Go a few steps in their foot. They don't know what I do, how hard I work. I've struggled after my race. I struggled to sleep. There were 2 days I couldn't sleep, and nobody can tell me how hard I've worked for this. There's days my body wasn't up for it. I couldn't do it. But I remind myself, Alex, you want this. You want to be good. You want to be great. And I keep going out there and putting myself and putting myself in position to be, win. I'm hungry for this. I want this. I don't spend more than half the year of training just to be average. I don't think any athlete does, and I think people need to understand that.
Do you work?
I've gotten little gigs here and there, where I've worked with friends, maybe moving stuff to make some cash. But it's really difficult to work and focus on running at the same time. It takes a lot out of you. I know I have friends who have work from 8 to 5, and they have to try to squeeze in working out. Sometimes they don't have the energy to work out, but I work here and there.
Okay. Now, you obviously have a lot of roots in Ghana. Having spent 8 years of your life earlier before immigrating, to the state. How does it feel to wear the black, the red, gold, green? Either in the States, at the World Championship, as a Ghanaian.
It makes me so proud to wear a Ghana uniform, because that's where I was born, that's where I was raised, and that's my identity. That's who I am, and I love Ghana. I love my people. They've made me who I am, including some other things. But I want to represent them well. I want people to think of Ghana and be like, man, look at those guys, man. Those guys are doing great, and essentially, like, I love Ghana, period.
So outside track, what do you do?
I enjoy reading. I'm a psychology major, and I plan to go to grad school in psychology. I'm not quite sure exactly what I want to do with a degree, but my main focus right now is running, and maybe I can get into some coaching or counseling in the future. But psychology is my passion outside of running.
What has psychology taught you in relation to athletics?
Well, I think the question should be the other way around. What has athletics taught me in forms of athletics? But just to be patient. Sometimes people say bad things about you, and to be patient and never give up. And it's hard when you put in so much effort and so much work into something, but you come short, and you want to hang your head low and feel disappointed. One thing track has taught me, the coaching staff of Ghana has taught me, my family, psychology, is you have to always get up, dust yourself off, and be ready to battle again. And I've taken that to heart, and I finished running last week. I was telling my coach, I'm ready for another race. I wanted to get revenge, but he's like, you need to relax. You need to rest. It's been a long season, and I look forward to training for next year.
Well, just one more. In terms of preparation, in terms of support, what has the Ghana Athletics done for you?
I was on a scholarship, Olympic scholarship. That was $900 a month. My rent was $650. Food is about $100 to $150. Track meets vary depending, maybe $400, $300. That the amount I was receiving, I was giving out more. Like, I was using more for just to live. And I'm not asking Ghana to, have me well off. I just need to be able to be secured a little bit, have a structure, and focus on running. It's hard to be in practice. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, like, man, like, what am I going to be eating? How am I going to pay for my bills? And that takes a lot of stress on you as an athlete. I think if we had that structure, we had that sorted out, it'll make it a lot more easier for all of us going into these competitions, and we'll be able to just have it a little bit more easier on us.
It was obvious the prize money is up at the IF World Championships. If you had gone on the podium, how much will you give back to Ghana?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought about that, but if I needed to, whatever is a reasonable amount. I don't run track to make money. Because there's no money. There's not much money in track. I run it because I'm passionate about it. I run it because I want to win, and but I also need to live. So the money isn't everything to me. So whatever I needed to give to Ghana, enough for me to be well off, like not well off, but just to be secured, that's fine, and then I can get back to Ghana.
Can you rattle a few fancy before we go? We know you are a man from Winnipeg. Nana Amankwah.
Emi or from Nana Amankwah. Emi mepe betum. Or is it, how do you say, run? Is it
America?
Mutum.
Emrika.
Is it Emi Mikatum? And mepe mo win. Is that?
Okay, say it again.
Okay. Emi. Emi. Or from Nana. Emi Mukatum. And mepe mo win.